And guys, this video is brought to you by 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗀. Now live on the Binance Smart Chain, you can swap, stake and earn on 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗀 for extremely lucrative rewards. Now 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗀 is VenomDAO's latest initiative after establishing ViperSwap, Harmony's leading decentralized exchange. Head over to 𝗕𝗪𝗀.exchange and start earning rewards today. Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, I want to take another quick look at XRP in this brief update. Obviously this morning we covered XRP. We were talking about how things were looking pretty structurally good for XRP and moving further forward. However, obviously with Bitcoin's recent kind of pullback and dump on the market, this has obviously structurally then changed what XRP is currently looking like on the shorter term frames. So I wanted to kind of give you a brief update as to what's going on and what we might be looking forward to next when it comes to the price action of XRP. So if we get into this, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new, then make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here. Right, with that said, done now out of the way, let's take a look at what's going on with XRP from this kind of standpoint of what we're looking at earlier. Obviously today we were talking about how we were testing this upper area just here, really kind of testing our upper bound of our upward trend line. Again, we tested this a couple of times and also testing the resistance line at $1.33 before pulling back and testing our support line on this journey to the upside. We then broke through this area just here and heading up towards our resistance at $1.39. Again, this was an area that was tested quite a bit before breaking through briefly and then coming back down to retest this area here. We did come all the way down to the lower trend line. This was something that we were expecting to hold earlier this morning. Unfortunately, with Bitcoin basically having its pullback and losing so much kind of momentum behind it, we actually saw XRP actually lose this area of support. We actually saw it trade sideways briefly here, and we then tested this area of resistance, which was our previously support trend line to the upside. And this is when we then started to see Bitcoin really pull back hard. And obviously then we start to go into what to expect next, right? We had a significant pullback here for XRP. Now, if I just bring this up into our daily, and what I'll do is I'll grab hold of my price range, and we'll just draw on here the price that we actually dropped today. We lost value in XRP pretty quickly of 31%, pretty much in line with many of these other cryptocurrencies in the space. Now, of course, we have bounced up from here. At the point of recording this video, it's about 22% loss. And again, these are kind of pretty typical swings for most cryptocurrencies in the space, right? We take a look at where XRP has been previously. Let me just bring this down a little bit. So obviously 20 or 30% to 20% move is something that we had seen quite a bit during this correction wave over here, but also something that we had seen even on our way up to the upside as well. So we can take a look at a few key areas such as this one over here where it was 23%. And again, we actually closed that candle at 17%. So again, even during our big impulse wave to the upside, there was a significant correction in the middle. This is pretty common. We saw it with many different cryptocurrencies. You cannot move in straight lines and not expect natural pullbacks. Now, the issue that we do have here is there was a big ABC correction wave that was forming, right? Let me just grab hold of this. But it was invalidated quite early on. And so we were actually anticipating not seeing, going down to these low areas, right? We had this basically, A and B, and what we were looking for was basically to come down towards our 93-cent area. Now, we actually came down pretty close, but basically when we actually started to climb back up and we went higher than our B wave just here, it basically meant that C was invalidated. This being said, however, if our B wave is actually up here, which again can't be because it's higher than his, there's just no scenario where this is an ABC correction. So we know it's not that, which basically then leaves us to think that actually Bitcoin is the sole reason behind this one. We can obviously talk about what's been going on with El Salvador, the Bitcoin becoming legal tender, the plan to buy up $30 of Bitcoin today. And if everyone wants to do this, it would send Bitcoin to the moon scenario. And again, this is something that sounds all too familiar to the XRP community because this is exactly what we saw happen on, I think it was the 1st of February. Where is it? We can find it. I think it's around here. Yeah, so this is what you saw. We had this built up demand. Everyone was believing that it's going to the moon because everyone was going to buy it. The 1st of February comes around and the people who were accumulating dump it on the market, right? And you saw this big red candle right here in the middle. This is what it reminds me of when we talk about El Salvador, everyone buying up $30 worth of Bitcoin. In this particular drop, we saw XRP drop by 52%. Before we actually then surged on ahead. Okay, so we can see these kind of pullbacks, they happen, and specifically when there is manipulation to that kind of degree, tricking people into buying up large sums of a cryptocurrency only to have it drop on the day that it's supposed to go to the moon, for example. Okay, and this is not unusual. This is something that we see quite a bit. Obviously, with XRP being where it is inside its chart, this is incredibly frustrating and annoying because we were battling this area here of the 786. This was going to be the key area for XRP to take it to those next levels that we've been talking about. Getting the rejection or getting this kind of pullback right now is really unfortunate because now we have a lot more work to do in order to regain some of the ground that was already covered. Again, it's not the end of the world. These things do happen and they're not unusual. And they're pretty, common within the space, unfortunately. But that being said, that comes with massive gains because the whole reason that you get swings like this and things like this are even possible is because we are low market capitalization as a total market, as in there isn't a lot of money here in crypto, right? There's a significant amount more than there used to be, but it's still significantly lower than it has been in the past. So as a result, obviously, we are used to kind of seeing pullbacks of significance. Once this market matures a little bit more, we'll actually start to see a pretty good, or a less volatility. We'll see less gains overall once the market matures more. But whilst there is volatility, this is not only where you see huge losses, but also where you see huge opportunities and massive, massive gains. So this doesn't bother me too much. I do know that it can obviously be quite scary to look at, and lots of people not necessarily understanding where things are going. But for me, XRP is my biggest position. My biggest bag. It's challenged by a few other projects, such as Cardano or MTV, and VeChain's a little close, but overall, XRP's my biggest bag, and it's biggest bag for a very good reasons, right? And again, I do believe that long term it's going to be very, very successful. This short term pullback that you see today, as part of our weekly view, is very, very insignificant. We take a look at it on the grand picture of what's been going on. Actually, this is pretty common. We can see obviously February had a very significant pullback before we went into pretty decent run as well. We can just take a look at that candle over here as well, right? So we can take a look and say that overall in February, we did see that kind of 44% there pullback. Again, we also saw that 52% over here. So again, we saw this happen, right? And what you see is these kind of wedges kind of forming, and again we are looking for a significant push to the upside. Like I've said many times before, we obviously can percentage gains are now back to 1300%. We are talking about that $16 price target, and again I do think that is something that we are likely to see once we see a settlement for the lawsuit against Ripple. So overall, it's very frustrating. I'm with you with that one, guys, but I'm not going to be shaken out of the market due to some kind of manipulation with Bitcoin. I will ride this one out, and again, there's opportunities to buy much bigger positions when it comes to XRP. So, guys, hopefully you have found this video useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the space, then do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you won't miss another update. With this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.